C'est quitté. C'est pas pièce black. Gâter les chocolats. C'est quitté. Boy, that don't say you don't want to play for much. La cola moi pour mes amis assassinés seulement des grands amis. J'espère encore plus de sagesse. Et pas j'ai qui fait penser ce que y a femme. Car c'est de l'amour dans papa pour la comme un plan. Et quand il est parti, ma de yo et de quoi la patte. J'aime oui c'est maintenant on va me toujours garder. J'aime oui c'est maintenant on va me toujours garder. J'aime oui c'est maintenant on va me toujours garder. J'aime oui c'est maintenant on va me toujours garder. Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy. Whoa, Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy. Whoa, Moon got it so jen, cool up wag, cool up wag, cool up wag. Someone is there, just get it done. Hey, who can eat this done? Where please to buy, please to buy, please to buy. Moon got it so jen. Cool up wag, cool up wag, cool up wag. Moon got it cool for them, moon got it cool for them, moon got it cool for them. Cool up wag, the moon got it there. C'est pas la chaîne, non. Ça me les mots yo aimé, manipulé. Pani poussé, allez où tu viens, où la vague, où la vague, où la vague. Moon got it cool for them, 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 où la vague, où la vague, où la vague. Ooh, la boy. Samson Jack, was la moua, c'est mon gars, you just not see you pick on that deep again. Only la munuga, only la munuga, only la munuga. Lena mundo, undale ujen, ula wede, ula wede, ula wede. Moon got it ujen, moon got it ujen, moon got it ujen, moon got it ujen, ula wede, ula wede, ula wede.
Established in 1961 and still going strong.
Like, really? No, shut up.
Radio Caribbean International. We are number one.
Imagine, sometimes feeling like there's only 2 days in the week. Yesterday was Monday, and look at that Friday afternoon. So hear that. Do you have a talent or skill that you can turn into a business idea? Well, don't sleep on your my youth. Get your business started today. The Youth Economy Agency will guide you. Provide funding. Yes, sister. Provide funding. Plus training to run your business profitably. Yo, go online now to start living the St. Lucian dream. Just one click and boom, you're in business.
Good afternoon, St. Lucia, and welcome back to another edition of Youth Unplugged right here on RTI 101.1, 99.1 FM. Now, I usually like to kick things off with a random youth-related fact, something light, informative, or maybe inspiring. But today I want to take a moment to speak directly to the heart of what matters. There's been a lot of talk lately on our minds, on our lips, and of course, all over social media memes about Creators Alliance. For many, it looks like an exciting opportunity, but when you peel back the shiny branding, what do you really see? Just another Ponzi scheme, the same old devil, just dressed differently. What hurts is that people, especially young people, left steady jobs, some took out loans, chasing the illusion of fast, easy money. But here is the truth. Success doesn't come from shortcuts. It doesn't come overnight. And when we chase the hype, we risk losing more than just money. We lose trust, momentum, and direction. But there is some good news. We have real avenues here in St. Lucia that are built to support you. The Youth Economy Agency, the SMME Loan Grant Facility, are programs built to help you grow something real and something lasting. And speaking of something real, my guest today is doing just that. Jason Hippolyte, 23 years old and proud of son of Miku, the founder of Jason Steel Band, who has turned his love for music into a growing business that's rooted in culture, creativity, and consistency. He's a reminder that when you work with passion and purpose, real success follows. We'll now get into his story. Jason Hippolyte is a 23-year-old steel pan musician and entrepreneur from the vibrant community of Miku. He is the founder of Jason Steel Band, a business built around his deep passion for the steel band and his mission to bring its sweet melodic sound to people everywhere. Jason's love for steel band began in grade 5 when he first picked up the sticks and joined a local band. Back then, he played the tenor bass, but over the years, his skill and dedication saw him grow into an accomplished double tenor player. His musical journey has been marked by countless performances across the island, from elegant hotel lounges and lively restaurants to private functions, cultural events, and community jazz festivals. A true artist at heart, Jason has also created captivating music videos and performed at competitive panoramas, showcasing his talent on some of the island's biggest stages. His creativity, discipline, and vibrant playing style, have earned him a reputation as an exceptional steel pan musician. With Jason's steel pan, Jason continues to share his love for Caribbean music, blending tradition and innovation to entertain and inspire. Welcome, Jason. It's a pleasure to have you here. And we will start from the beginning. You're growing up, the schools you went to, and how did your love for steel pan begin, and what kept you hooked all those years?
Well, with me, I started at Vivat Comprehensive, the technical stream, and then after Vivat Comprehensive, I went to SAFA and studied electronic engineering. Came out from there with associate from SAFA. But what really started me with Stefan was my mom. In grade 5, he told me out a form to join the group, St. Lucie Steel Band, and then after I got into the group, she would have to literally come and take me out from there after 11, 12. And after that, I was just completely obsessed with that.
All right. End of you for Compre?
Yeah.
Louis House?
Louis.
Red?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Right.
That's a winning
Finally.
You know we have a winning house.
All right.
Great things come from Louis.
All right. You said St. Lucie. What's the name of Steel Pan Group?
St. Lucie Steel Band.
St. Lucie. Is that the group in Miko?
Yeah, but it didn't end there. Like with St. Lucie, there was this guy named Husan Griffith, also known as Zorro. He also taught at Library. I think many people know this guy.
Sorry, yeah.
And then like during summertime, he would bring us to like different hotels. Me and another guy, Chad, that's one of my closest friends. Yeah, and he would show us how he does the solo and stuff. And from there, I took it upon myself to learn it. But after a few years of working, maybe like 2 years working, saving up to buy the instrument because it's not that cheap. And then from there, I gave out free gigs. I did a little assertive marketing, so I gave out free gigs like maybe Blackwood, and other places. And after from there, it just took off. Yeah.
So we thought it's all right.
Yeah,
he's a guy.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
I
oh wow, okay, wow, great. All right, that's wonderful. Big up Miku, big up VA4. from school bands to festivals and private gigs, you've played for a wide range of stages.
Yes,
What's been your most memorable performance so far, and why?
it would be uh, it would be the one for New Year's. It was
Mhm.
my most memorable performance because it was my first time playing on New Year's, and it was a blessing because I learned a lot from that day. Like, do not consume too much alcohol because, like, I think everyone had their own bottle of champagne after the gig, and we had our heart flowing.
Mhm.
And it was a celebration because we had many other performing artists which I looked up to performing, like Teddy St. John out there. I
Ooh.
think also Arthur was there performing
Ooh.
at the hotel, so it was a blast.
So
I
you
must say.
you work with you perform alongside celebrities.
Well, I wouldn't say, but you could say that.
Okay. Now you mentioned just on a side note, you mentioned not drinking alcohol, but there's a general view in the artistic world, not only in St. Lucia, not limited to St. Lucia
Yeah,
at
I
all,
think I know exactly.
that alcohol, and some would say drugs, but I mean, you know what I mean by drugs. These things are,
Yeah, you
part
have.
of the artist lifestyle.
But,
But you
yeah,
have not separated yourself from that.
well, not exactly, but I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Everyone has their flaws. So what, as a musician, as anybody, you must know your limits,
Mhm.
and you must be disciplined in what you are doing if you want to succeed. So at every gig, sometimes a musician is offered at least one or two free, drinks. So you must know how to say no to these things because every musician, they have their own, not any musician, but musicians have their own way of
Yeah,
getting stuff.
getting
So
stuff
you
done.
must know how to say no to these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reminding folks once again that the Youth Economy Agency is the sponsor for Youth Unplugged. You could get into the conversation on our Facebook Live platform. That's on the official page of Radio Caribbean International RTI, or on our WhatsApp platform 724 0008. Now back to Jason. Tell us more about Jason Steel Pan. What really inspired you to turn that passion into a business, and what is the mission behind Jason Steel Pan?
Well, what really? Let me see. It would be, as I said, Zorro. From when I used to work, I didn't see myself working for so long, especially when I started with Zorro, because I looked up to him and looked up to him and I saw that's something I want to do in the long run. So from that day, I started looking for the resources for me to start playing on my own. So first I started off with just maybe just a double ten and a small speaker I borrowed from someone in Nico, and then afterwards I saved up, got some sponsors from YA, and then it was that from then.
We'll get into them. We'll get into YA for sure, for sure. Steel Pan is rooted in Caribbean culture. But I still would say in St. Lucia, there may not be that much of an appreciation for it.
No,
Um, Apart from when carnival time, Panera comes in, you barely hear any Panyards practicing so much, particularly in the northern side, I can tell you that for sure. Out in during periods outside of St. Lucian, outside of the carnival period, sorry. But you tend to bring a fresh modern energy to it, I guess, to try to appeal to the masses. How do you balance the tradition, what we normally know as traditional steel pan, with the innovation to try to bring this fresh approach to your listeners?
well, as a business person, you need to be different from your competition.
Mhm.
So what I've seen for many pen players, there's not much movement, but smiling, communication with audience. That's a main factor of
Mhm.
playing as a soloist because you cannot come out there and be like the others. You have to be different, especially with what Zoro told me again. He told me you have
Shout
to,
out Zoro, big
yeah,
up Zoro.
you have to be, movement. You must feel the music so someone can feel it. So when you come to a gig and perform, you must be the one to change the environment. The environment must make you. You must make the environment. So when you play, first maybe one or two people might come to dance, or maybe one person, but then afterwards, you build up a crowd with the constantly moving, the smiling. And also, what I've done, I've implemented virtual DJ into my work, into my
Nice,
playing.
nice.
So while I play, instead of they have these breaks in between, I actually just transition the song with effects to make it a smooth sailing. So you know about the BPM of the song, So I'll match the BPMs of the song in between. So if this song has the same BPM with the other song, I would include it after. So it'd be smooth sailing from there. The BPM would be the same. Actually the beat per minute You know,
Yeah. Me too. Well, let me ask you on that. Is this something that you picked up from someone, or is it just your own innovation that you decided to
it
go
was
with?
it was my own.
You see,
It was my
you see, that's just the thing about young people using the mindset of that age. You're able to bring in innovation in all types, and this might be emulated if it isn't already emulated by
Well,
others.
soon I've tried. Some of my friends have asked me what I use, and there's Serato,
Mhm.
which I want to go into, but I'm just a little skeptical. And since I've got so comfortable with virtual DJ, I've not transitioned to Serato.
Listen, I'm literally the same way. I've only just learned how to use a DJ console, and I'm still mixing to the old
I
school way of
wanted
mixing.
to get the console with it, but it would be I think it'd be just too tricky because I need the pod to be playing at
To
the
be
same
playing.
time and changing the songs.
You know what?
It would be
I'll
a
give
lot.
you a challenge. Maybe within a few years' time, you'll find a way
Yeah, man.
to
Yeah,
make
man.
it work.
Now, I had a solution to that problem. It was to create a mix before the gig, but the thing is, you cannot tell which audience you're going
There
to
you go.
bring.
Which actually comes to my next question. It comes to my next question because you've performed in a lot of different settings, from
Yeah.
hotels to community events. How do you adjust your sound or performance for the different audiences? Now, bearing in mind what you said earlier about having to move around and smile, I remember there's a particular restaurant in the north, and one Sunday I took my family to have lunch there, and there's a man playing the steel band.
Yeah.
He's just playing, it's almost like background
Yeah,
music kind
there's
of thing.
that part of it.
So yeah, just tell us, how do you adjust for your audiences?
Well, at first I would watch around, I'll check the settings, see. So if people are eating while I'm playing, I would play a little mellow music. But if like it's just a seated area and people are just having a little conversation or not eating out, play some uplifting music or just play each genre of music in between and see who makes the eye contact and the smile. For me, my goal for every gig is to at least get one person moving or two people moving or at least one or two smiles.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's important as a performer, whether you're a DJ, an
Yeah,
artist,
you
anyways.
need to
You need to feel your audience
yeah,
and see
that's
what it
an
is. I've learned that myself, so I'll check you for a few lessons. Uh, Youth Economy Agency, our sponsors, we have to give them a plug. And of course, you are one of their clients, which is
Yeah.
one of the reasons that we contacted you.
Mhm.
Tell us, first of all, how you got to know about them and how you made, what the process has been like, how you made contact and what the process has been like for you, and what type of assistance you received from them.
Well, at first it was an email, like my partner saw an email through Gmail, and then after I told her we can check it out because it says after we get to create our own business plan, and afterwards we get a sponsorship of about $5,000. No, yeah,
Yeah,
five
the grants
thousand, yeah,
up to 5,000, yeah.
but you would have to complete the
Training and
yeah.
all these
So we
aspects.
went through the training, and plus we were motivated because we were getting sponsorship at the end if we completed. So from there, we dedicated our time to do the training with YE, and we were successful. If I even built up a new clientele with them, I
Oh,
actually
really?
paid with for them for the first graduation we had.
Mhm.
I played for them at it was at Bee Gardens, the center at Bee Gardens,
Mhm.
and then after they had another one with digital marketing, and I also played for them there. Yeah, it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
You see, to the young people out there who look at steel pan as just a matter of beating a piece of metal, you can make something out of it, and you can be innovative and creative, create your own style, your own identity, and of course, that in that way you create your own wealth. Reminding you once again that Youth Unplugged is sponsored by the Youth Economy Agency, where you can turn that hobby into a business. We will be right back with part two of our interview live with Mr. Jason Hippolyte, owner of Jason Steel Pan. Stay tuned.
But imagine, sometimes feeling like there's only 2 days in the week. Yesterday was Monday, and look at that Friday afternoon. So, hear that. Do you have a talent or skill that you can turn into a business idea? Well, don't sleep on you, my youth. Get your business started today. The Youth Economy Agency will guide you. Provide funding. Yes, sister, provide funding. Plus training to run your business profitably. Yo, go online now to start living the St. Lucian dream. Just one click and boom, you're in business.
Welcome back to Youth Unplugged, brought to you by the Youth Economy Agency. Just let me shout out a few people who have joined us on the live. Darling Yasmin, all the way in the good afternoon to you. Solaj Baswa James, good afternoon. Dear Spencer, good afternoon. Who's joined us, and my friend Leah Edward. I know you're listening right now. And our past guests who have not missed an episode of Youth Unplugged so far. Talking about Yasmas and Ash and all the ladies in Shwazelle. Good afternoon to you. I'm still tasting that banana bread right now. Trust me. Okay, so Jason, my next question to you is your long-term vision. I normally ask my guests where they see themselves in 5 years. But give me a long-term vision for Jason Steele. Where do you hope to take this business and your music in the years ahead?
Well, for me, it'd be getting to an international stage and also be able to teach people how to become a soloist.
Mhm.
Yeah, because there's not much of that out there. I was just a lucky person to have someone get me to that stage because when I started playing with the band, there was no other thing just with the band. There's nothing as being a soloist or anything like that. So my goal at the end is to be able to teach or have a group of people to become like soloists at different places and teach them where I went wrong and what I did right. Yeah.
You say you're 23, right?
Yeah.
You don't look at 23. You don't look old. You look old. You look mature. That you've done a bit. That's good.
It's a bit-
Is
yeah.
uh,
It's a bit-
uh, uh, you, who taught you music at Beautiful Country? Did you do music at Beautiful Country?
Mr.
Mr. O'Shea? Big shout out, Mr. O'Shea. You're still there. You're still there.
I think he's still no.
He's not there anymore. Oh, Mr. O'Shea, good afternoon to you. When I went there, I'll tell you, when I was at A-level at Beautiful Country, there's one song that's forever etched in my mind. The band would play Natural Mystic. That was a staple for the Beautiful Country Orchestra.
Sure.
Bob Marley's Natural Mystic. And
Absolutely.
every time I hear that song, I always think of you passing and you hear the band playing that song.
Mr. Oji was great with the piano. I remember having.
Oh, yes.
What I feel that is not doing music as a subject because I did the technical stream. But now I've started music theory because I also want to become a teacher at the
Wonderful.
because I don't want to be doing because you must always have a backup plan.
Yeah.
You never know what
Yeah.
especially with the tourism industry, what that's really going on out. So I want to become a teacher. If not, maybe go to teachers training college. I don't know when, but I'm in the progress.
I know. When my daughter told me the other day she wants to become a teacher, I smiled. It's good when young people want to give back and impart the knowledge that they've earned, and hopefully that it's not about just imparting knowledge, but hopefully that they can even outdo you.
Of course,
because we need to build. We need to everything we do is for the future. It's not only for the now. Okay, so in that light now, for young musicians who want to turn their talent into something sustainable, what advice would you give to them?
Well, consistency, that's the main part of it. If you want to get good at something, at least if Sunday to Saturday, you take one day out of the week to practice the instrument you want to learn, especially if you want to, it's a solo instrument, like the violin, the piano.
You have no backup.
Yeah, you have no backup. You can be part of a band too, but the solo industry has a lot of space for improvement. And because there's many hotels in St. Lucia, there's more coming up. And there's more events, there's jazz, there's a lot of play for musicians. I can see myself because I'm one. So if you want to become a soloist, there's space for you. And we're getting older, the younger.
Yeah. How about 20 years? Because I had to shave up my gray hair. Well, by shave today, I said I can't be hosting a youth show and have all the gray hair showing on my face. That said, apart from Zorro, any other inspirations within your immediate circle that who have propelled you to where you are today, or are important, or who played a vital role to be where you are today?
I would have to think about that one. Let me see. Well, I would say my mom and my dad. I want to be in a position where, if anything, I can help them out because my mom and dad give me mostly anything they could have while I was growing up. So that would be a key factor in me keep on pushing and doing what I'm doing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Big up mom and dad, and of course, big up other dads.
Yeah.
All right. So, of course, I've introduced a new segment. We've introduced a new segment to Youth Unplugged, where it's a rapid fire round. So I just ask you random rapid fire questions. You clearly have a love for your craft and a powerful vision for your brand.
Of course.
So I want to loosen things up and get on the quick side of things. Yeah. Double 10 or which one has your heart?
That's a question that has two answers to it.
All right. Tell me.
Now the first one, the tenor bass, I would say if I want to go to more like on a mellow side, not focus too much, just enjoy steel pan, I would go to the tenor bass. But if I want to be front and center and ready to perform and enjoy it even more and focused, I'll choose the double tenor.
Okay, so it's like 3D image and one's like background.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite pan solo of all time. Yours or someone else's?
Uh,
It's
would
okay to have your own stuff,
Yeah, that's what that's my answer there.
Yours? Yours?
I would rather mind, but there's this new song that's coming out or video by Joshua. I'm just every time I keep on looking to see if he's done with it. He's from Trinidad,
Mhm.
and he's going to be producing video with Stephen and stuff. He does amazing work, and I think I'm following him right now. Well, I am, and I just can't wait for the video, and I think that would be the best one. Yeah.
All right. Island gig or overseas tour, which one would you pick tomorrow?
I love my country.
So tomorrow. So jazz is like tomorrow. So have you ever thought about being gracing hours, or have you graced our stages already with
I've
jazz?
played
Jazz?
it at Deriso Jazz
Mhm.
twice before, and where else? I've played that summer, but I cannot remember right now. But it would be nice to travel a little. I've been to Antigua. I played still Panorama in Antigua once, and it was lovely. I'll do that again if I got a chance to do it. Yeah.
How about the opportunities maybe to work on a cruise ship? I think that's the in thing
It
nowadays.
has been there, but once you leave here and you go on a cruise ship, it's tough to get back. Like your clients here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it kind of stifles the opportunities.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because I have a friend who went on the cruise ship and he had that problem with getting the other because he left people to work with him and it didn't work out. But he's still on the cruise ship. So if you start on a cruise ship, you can't really stop unless if you go there, you save money, make investments, and then you come back here. You have to start from
Last time you're older already.
Yeah,
So because of your
But I plan on
productive
going
years.
on the cruise ship maybe when I get maybe a little older.
Mhm.
I would go on the cruise ship, but I need a foundation,
An
to
establishment of
Yeah.
your brand as well,
Yeah.
because you can't sell out there if you can't sell yourself.
Exactly.
Okay. Good enough. 3 words to describe your playing style.
Free words, powerful, upbeat, and phenomenal. Yeah,
Yes, I. Yes, I. Yes, I. Yes, I. You only get from a corporate student.
That's
What's
right.
wrong? If you could collab with any St. Lucian or Caribbean artist, who's on your dream list? You can list more than one if you want.
Caribbean, Marshall Montano. Yeah,
Mm,
Marshall
mm,
Montano.
the great
The-
energy god.
Yeah, man, now, yeah. That one is-
Why Marshall?
I love Suga.
You love soca.
I love Suga because from young, every time I hear these old time soca, it reminds me of how steel band used to be. Now it's just like a 4-chord progression. It's
Yeah.
different now. Just totally different. The messages are different. The styles are different.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not like before. You know it.
You just give me a flashback. At St. Mary's, I sang Calypso. The first time I sang Calypso was at St. Mary's competition, and there's the guy who won this that year. Shout out to my boy Quasi. He had a song called I can't remember. I remember the first started. My grandfather tell me that long ago in this country, carnival was really Irish. So play a mass, everybody would talk, and in every carnival band, you could hear the sound of steel band, and then the chorus was now all you hear is a boom boom boom. Now I vaguely remember as a young sort the steel band and these kind of things. Do you think that there is an avenue to bring these back as part of our parade of the bands?
Like steel band being
On
on
the
the
on the truck, it's sporadically seen ever so often, every few years or so.
Yeah, I've done that once for carnival.
For carnival,
Yeah, we actually slept in the punch shed. Like it was 2 days.
our main parade or community carnival?
Main period,
Okay.
Kashmir's,
Uh-huh.
and we had to learn the song in maybe like a day. So
Mm.
like we learned the song today, and the next day we played on the road, like for 2 days, and it was tough, but it was enjoyable. I think if you didn't have a love for steel band, you wouldn't be able to do it because it was the same songs over and over and over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was alcohol involved too, so
Yeah, well, of course, this guy will have an impetus to do
yeah,
better.
yeah.
When you're not playing pan, what's your favorite way to unwind?
Be by the beach, man. Just laying back and enjoying it, kicking it.
You get any
Yeah.
ideas from there?
Well, yeah, yeah. Now, what I do when since I'm like always in music, I mostly drive in silence so I can have a lot of time to think, like how I can improve and do that. Yeah, maybe sometimes I'll play music, but if I get like I'm driving to a gig, I'm not in a rush. Still, I'm in a rush. I'll drive in silence because I like to like think and talk to myself. It helps a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, I probably would have done it differently. I'd have listened to music. I'd probably get my ideas, especially as I'm
yeah,
listening
but
to.
the silence, especially if your people has a phone, you can hate when it's silent.
Okay, okay, all right. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I can't argue with that. So, personal life. There's a beautiful young lady here with you. I take it that's your wife. I
Yes.
see a ring on the finger. I see a ring on yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
That's
wow, you
that's why
excited?
she plays pan as well.
You play pan as well.
Yeah,
She didn't
she
even
got
mention.
sponsored as when remember when I said my partner.
Yeah, so
She,
that's your partner, as in your business partner as well.
yeah. So if it wasn't for her, I would join why because she got the email first and I told her let's take it up, let's try, to get it in.
You know, my darling, if I were you, I divorce it now. The man talk about all his inspiration and he wait until now.
The best
If I
one.
didn't ask, if I didn't ask you,
I was getting to there. You didn't give me a chance, man.
it's Imani, is it? Imani. This is Imani Hippolyte, right? Good. Of course. Good afternoon. So we only have 2 minutes left. But is there anything else, Jason, that you would like to add?
Oh,
Let the public know about your business. Of course, we haven't even have your numbers and social media handles yet, so we'll
yeah,
get to that.
yeah, on the mic.
Go right ahead, my brother.
Yeah, Jason Steelpan. If you're looking for Steelpan services, private
People
events,
going to type it on the live right now. So just
cocktails. My number is 728-5001. Again, 728-5001. If you're looking for my IG, it's Jason Steelpan. And also, if anyone wants to sponsor me, because I'm looking to buy a new double tenor to raise my quality, feel free to contact me at that same number because I really need a sponsor. Even like Jeremiah Norbert, my community.
Jason, Jerry, if you listen, if someone is listening, pass that message on to Jerry. I'll message him myself and say, oh, your constituent is looking for sponsorship. So it's Jason Steele fan
Yeah.
for IG, right?
Yeah, Jason Steelpan.
All right. Put it out there.
One thing people don't realize about the silver, it's not cheap. A brand new double tenor will cost me about $5,000.
And you get from Trinidad.
Trinidad.
So that's
And
your grant money gone just in one.
well, it would make it, but barely.
But
Plus,
barely.
there's more stuff like the speakers because you need quality AV speaker would be like about $3,000, and the sticks, the wires, and if these things break, God forbid.
So I think people outside of the music fraternity, especially the steel
Even
fan
for
fraternity,
DJs have it hard because when you play, you have people jumping up with alcohol and stuff, and
bro. Let me tell you something. If I tell you the cost just to get I do karaoke just to get my sister, my speakers alone, 2 of my speakers out from the States, that cost me much more than I paid for it.
yeah.
So
And
I
then when you have your
understand.
price out there, and some people might not want to. Pay.
Yeah. I think people outside of the music, especially steel pan, do not know the cost involved in because all they see is a piece of metal and you have sticks and a piece of rubber
but
and
it's
knocking
expensive.
into it.
It's very
So,
expensive.
so folks, this has been Youth Unplugged with my guest Jason Hippolyte, the proud owner of Jason Steel Band and a Mico native and a past student of Viva Comprehensive Secondary School. That's my second alma mater. So it's good having you here, and we're looking forward to great things from you. Those of you, like I said, you could check the official page of Radio Caribbean International, where on the live stream, where I've placed his handles and contact numbers, so you could contact him whether you need him for private events or weddings.
Yeah, I also have a sound system for small events. So
You try
yeah.
and compete with me, man. Okay, I'll give you.
You have next one. My next thing is a 360 machines coming.
Oh my! Listen. That's the beauty of youth. The beauty and the power of youth. You have the ability to think, to come up with those ideas, and to, with the right help, like the Youth Economy Agency, manifest those ideas. So, Jason, thank you very much once again for being my guest. I was very happy that you answered the call. I called you and you said yes right away. So it was great having you. And next week we're going to have another young man, and the Miku community will be spotlighted. We have another young man who is the vice president of the Ball is Life Foundation. We'll tell you more about it during the week. Just look out on the RCI Facebook page for the promo. and for Youth Unplugged next Wednesday. Reminding you, of course, you could join me this Sunday from 3 p.m. for those old school tunes, Golden Grooves, Miguel Fevrier. This Sunday we are doing soundtracks. So all those great songs over the years who who made the soundtracks of the famous movies that we know and love, we'll be covering them. We'll be sure to have a good time. And of course, another program notes reminding you once again that no Bacchanal during our Holy Week, so there'll be no Letla next Wednesday. We will resume the Wednesday afterwards. So until then, reminding you once again that we are sponsored by the Youth Economy Agency. Goodbye.
But imagine, sometimes it's feeling like there's only 2 days in the week. Yesterday was Monday, and look at them Friday afternoon. So hear that. Do you have a talent or skill that you can turn into a business idea? Well, don't sleep on you, my youth. Get your business started